Welcome to the Ohio Cannabis Institute's 420 Small Business Report. Well, hello everybody, welcome to the 420 Small Business Report. I'm your host, Fred Hanover. I have an interesting testimonial for you today. We've been digging, as you know, into this whole CBD thing to try and figure out how valid it is. Does it work? Is it as amazing as everybody says? All that stuff. And I came across an article I want to share with you. This is entitled CBD for Fibromyalgia and Opioid Withdrawal. That's rather a hot topic here in Ohio. There are some of us, some of our politicians anyways, who believe that that's not true, that CBD and or medical cannabis does not help with opioid withdrawal. But this 72-year-old gal from Oregon seems to have a different story. So let me share the article with you. I wanted to relay the experience I'm having with CBD aiding opioid withdrawal. I'm a 72-year-old woman. A doctor put me on fentanyl patches about 10 years ago after trying various painkillers for my intense fibromyalgia pain. I get that. I know what intense fibromyalgia pain is. Thankfully, I've never had to or allowed myself to go to that level of pain control. They did not notify me how difficult, if not impossible, it would be to get off them. I use my generic Mylan brand, which can be cut down with deleterious effects. Several times over the years, I have attempted to taper down, but even cutting the smallest sliver off the patch resulted in intense withdrawal symptoms. So I gave up. Understandable. It's hard, right? I understand it's even harder than getting off heroin. In the last year, I started making an olive oil tincture from a couple of high CBD, low THC strains I was growing for my dogs. Then I started using the tincture myself. I've also started juicing the leaves. A few months ago, I decided to try and taper off the patch again. And to my enormous surprise, there were no symptoms at all. I was able to cut out 5 micrograms at a time. I've been cutting down more each week. When I started this process, I was taking 150 micrograms. Now I'm about 2 weeks away from being down to just 100 micrograms. So far, I've had no increase in fibromyalgia pain and no withdrawal symptoms. Right on. I've been using about 40 to 50 milligrams of the CBD in the form of the olive oil tincture. That's a day. I grew up AC/DC and another strain of high CBD and low THC. I grew an AC/DC, another strain of high CBD and low THC. The final product came out around 12 milligrams of CBD per milliliter. That's fabulous. I also use a vaporizer with my AC/DC flowers that I grew. I've found that both vaporizing and using the tincture to be very effective for my pain. In the evening, it contributes to a good night's sleep as well. In the last week or so, I've been juicing cannabis. I've noticed that I feel different. Let me start that over. In the last week or so, I've also been juicing cannabis. I've noticed a difference in the way I feel. I've had far more energy and no fibromyalgia aches, even in the evenings. My fibromyalgia flares are much shorter, and it will be interesting to see how things go in the future. She plans on continuing her juicing and her use of her tinctures. She ends this with, I estimate that I've been cutting off about 3 to 5 micrograms each week off the patch. I may try to cut off a larger piece now that I'm taking cannabis juice and can see what happens. After hearing that fentanyl is harder to get off than heroin, it's been really amazing. I hope the efficacy of CBD in aiding opioid withdrawal becomes more commonly known. It's truly incredible. Well, thank you very much for sharing. This is an amazing article. It's one I think that can give hope to many people who are suffering from trying to get off horrid opioid drugs and don't have an answer. I hope you look into it. And if you have any questions about it or want some help in looking into it, contact us here at the Ohio Cannabis Institute. Our contact information is simply contact@ohiocannabisinstitute.org. Hope you have a blessed day. God bless you all.